8 o'clock on this Sunday morning. Thanks for being with us, everyone. I'm Matt Smith.
And I'm Rebecca Schultz.
A beautiful day here, but you saw in the video they're literally taking like pieces of paper in the west, protecting themselves from the sun. That's hot.
Yes, anything they can do to keep cool out there. In fact, temperatures already close to 100.
We'll see in a few minutes, Rebecca.
Okay.
We want to start off this morning with some breaking news out of the governor's office, where he is telling the Associated Press he plans to veto 57 measures as he signs the state budget into law later today. Among the most of those vetoes, the governor says the most significant will be dumping a provision that would have allowed bail bondsmen to operate in Wisconsin. He vetoed that provision in 2011 as well. Another will keep the Center for Investigative Journalism on the UW-Madison campus. The governor tells the AP the other 55 vetoes deal mostly with technical issues in the budget. Overall, the framework of the two-year $68 billion budget will remain intact, including the $650 million income tax cut, an expansion of private school vouchers statewide while keeping in place those enrollment caps, and a rejection of federally funded Medicaid expansion. The governor will sign the budget into law this afternoon in Pleasant Prairie in southeast Wisconsin. We're going to have complete coverage for you here on Action 2 News at 5:30 and 10, as well as all day on WBAY.com. Then tomorrow morning, I'll be interviewing the governor live right here on Action 2 News this morning at 6:30. We're going to get his final thoughts about one of the most powerful veto pens in the country. Plus, we're going to talk about a new jobs report and future elections ahead. In other news this Sunday morning, the Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Department says an hour and a half after a windsurfer was reported missing on Lake Winnebago, his body was found 300 yards offshore. The department says the report came in just after 4:30 yesterday afternoon that a windsurfing rig had washed up on shore near Roosevelt Park. Two of the Sheriff's Department's patrol boats, a Coast Guard boat, the dive team, and a Coast Guard helicopter were all deployed to help search for that missing man. A short time later, volunteers found his body. It all unfolded feet away from Dan Halfway's property. He explains for us what exactly he saw.
The harness floats in that the guy should have been wearing when he was out there. That floats in, maybe another hour, hour and a half, and 100 yards out from our dock, up the body starts floating in. This is a bad deal. This is a sad deal to see it.
That's a picture Dan took and sent to us. The Sheriff's Department says the 71-year-old Sheboygan Falls man wasn't wearing a life vest. The man's name this morning has not yet been released. Grand Chute police are looking for an armed robbery suspect this morning. Officers say they were called to the American Motor Inn on Westland Drive about 12:30 yesterday afternoon. That's where police say a man armed with a semi-automatic handgun demanded money from a motel employee. Police say the suspect hit the employee, then ran away with an unknown amount of cash. The suspect is described as a man in his early 20s wearing a dark hoodie, black and white mask, and blue jeans. Police say he has a slender build. That unrelenting heat wave across the Southwest will get even worse today. Already authorities say one man was found dead in his un-air-conditioned home, and more than 40 people have been hospitalized for heat-related symptoms. Today, temperatures will continue to climb. Forecasters say it could get up to 125 degrees in Palm Springs, 120 in Phoenix, and 115 in Las Vegas. Relief appears to be nowhere in sight as the heat wave could get even worse in the coming days. Meantime, 2 people are missing this morning after severe flooding continues to cause problems in parts of the Northeast. Heavy rains poured over portions of Pennsylvania and upstate New York this weekend, causing severe flooding in dozens of counties. The worst of the damage was along the Mohawk River, where water levels reached about 3.5 feet. Hundreds of homes have been damaged or destroyed. Flood levels, though, have started receding, and forecasters say the worst of that storm is over. In Indiana, police say 3 children were injured when lightning struck a summer camp. 2 of the kids appear to be okay, while one remains hospitalized this morning in critical condition. Witnesses say it happened shortly before 2 o'clock yesterday at a Reformed Jewish summer camp on the north side of Indianapolis. The kids are ranging in age from 9 to 12 and from Kentucky, Missouri, and Ohio. It was only a few days ago that a similar incident happened here in Wisconsin. On Thursday, an 8-year-old boy was injured from a lightning strike near Wausau. The boy's father quickly performed CPR, saving the boy's life. He's now recovering from second-degree burns at a Madison hospital. Family members say the young boy is semi-conscious, but his outlook seems to be good.
Blood work is coming back okay. Sounds like he's breathing on his own. They're taking the breathing tube out. His heart is doing great, so they got high hopes.
Across the globe, about 240,000 people are injured by lightning strikes every year. Nearly 24 horses seized from a local farm near Milwaukee will be ready for adoption next week. The horses and other animals were taken from a Pleasant Prairie farm whose owners have pleaded not guilty to animal mistreatment. Prosecutors say the carcasses of dozens of animals were found on their farm. Well, the surviving animals were on the verge of starvation and some had scars from harnesses left on too long. Many of them have been nourished back to health and are now ready for adoption. With that, we're going to head back over to Storm Center 2 on this Sunday morning. A beautiful day as we're waking up across northeast Wisconsin. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Good morning, Matt. And to